And now, BillyCBoxing.com presents Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down with Billy C. Here he is, Billy C.
Thank you, Mr. Jeremy C. We're coming at you from the Billy C studio in Lake George, New York. I'm Bill Calogero, and it's time for BillyCBoxing.com's Boxings. Thumbs up and thumbs down for today, July 31st, last day in July 2012. I just want to make available to you guys, if you don't know, I do the Talking Boxing with Billy C show every day. We broadcast live on Fight Now TV and radio stations across the U.S. You can also get us on a premium podcast, which is $15 a year. And it's well worth it. 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. That equals 10 hours of boxing content a day. Check it out if you wish. www.talkin, Talkin, boxing, boxing.com, or BillyCBoxing.com. And speaking of Fight Now television, we're going to be broadcasting a special event Thursday. It's going to be the DeBella Entertainment Thomas Uzenthusen against Roland Bryant, which is going to be broadcast replayed on a New York City station. However, you can watch it live on Fight Now TV. So if you have Fight Now, or if you don't have it, call up your local television provider and tell them that you want it so you can get it. But we're going to offer it to you because you can also get it as a webcast if your cable company doesn't have it yet. And you can get it by visiting fightnow.com. And I want to give away some free passes for anyone that can tell us why the Talkin' Boxing with Billy C show is the best. I'm going to pick some random ones and announce them on our Talkin' Boxing with Billy C radio show tomorrow morning. So drop me an email. Why is our show the best? Billy at Talkin' Boxing. That's TalkinBoxing.com. And for anybody that is chicken to write the email, just go and buy the pay-per-view on Fight Now TV Thursday night for $4.95. You're going to get, hey, normally webcasts, they try to sell you a garbage webcast for twice the money. This is a good one, man. This is actually worth it. So do it. Check it out, www.fightnow.com. All right, here we go. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up to the WBF. Now, that's the World Boxing Federation, for continuing their move to become one of the most credible sanctioning bodies in professional boxing. This weekend is a great example. It's not going to be for one, but two WBF titles will be on the line in Mexico. In the women's flyweight division, WBF world champion Irma Sanchez, she's going to be defending her title against Sharon Gaines. And Arturo Santos Reyes will fight Kabir Suleimanov for the vacant WBF super bantamweight title. You know, the whole idea about the WBF, and one of the reasons why I chose to support them and get involved with them, is that, you know, they're looking carefully at the quality of their champions. Now, there may be a few hangovers that are lingering on from previous, controllers, let's say, of the WBF, and that's going to be cleaned up. But the primary goal of the World Boxing Federation is to put good quality fighters as their champions. That doesn't mean they focus on an undefeated record. How many times have you seen undefeated fighters that they're just not good? They focus on quality fighters. Is a great indication here on these two fights that are going to be happening from Mexico. I urge you to read up on the WBF. It's actually a sanctioning body we can all agree and support. I'm so sick of all these sanctioning bodies out there today and the shenanigans that they do, handing people belts, ripping belts out of this one's hands, giving this guy a shot at a title. All of a sudden, the surprise number one contender that comes out of nowhere. Come on, man. Aren't you sick of it as much as I am? Check out the WBF. Times are going to change, and I predict within 2 years we're going to be talking about the WBF as the premier sanctioning body. Thumbs up to them. Thumbs up goes to Billy Joe Saunders and Gerard Fletcher. Why? Because they're both putting their undefeated records on the line when they fight for the Commonwealth middleweight title that Saunders holds. It's too often that we don't see these fighters fight. And I'm talking about undefeated young fighters. It's too often we see these young fighters fighting obscure opposition to protect their O. Why? Because the powers that be think that the value in boxing is all based on an undefeated record, which we boxing people know is not true. Some of the best fighters in the history of the sport, of course they've had losses. You get better and learn from a loss. There are extreme cases where fighters have been able to do their whole career without a loss, and they're quality Hall of Fame fighters. So, I'm not going to get into that. But the truth of the matter is when you see two young guys on the way up, the way these two are, on the way up in the world stage, and they're, have the balls enough to fight each other, I got to give them a thumbs up. So thumbs up to Billy Joe Saunders for putting his Commonwealth middleweight title on the line against fellow undefeated fighter out of Australia, Gerard Fletcher. Excuse me. It's taking place in England on September 14th. And finally, thumbs up goes to Grady Brewer and Giobis Barthélemy, excuse me, for realizing that they are basically in their last shot here at fighting for a title. They fight Saturday in Georgia for a IBO Intercontinental belt, but the winner of this fight is going to be possibly eligible for the IBO World Junior Middleweight title. And both these fighters, at the ends of their career, realize that this is their last hurrah. I talked to Grady Brewer yesterday. He says he's in the best shape of his life, which he's been criticized for in the past. Barthélemy knows that they're both bringing their best. Both of these guys are coming off of impressive wins last year against fast-rising young stars. Fernando Guerrero was knocked out by Grady Brewer, and Derek Innes was knocked out by Barthélemy. So both of those upsets, so to speak, got them in this position. I give them both thumbs up. Why? For working themselves back, but more importantly, for realizing that this is it, man. And a poor performance is going to have them end their career on a sour note. A positive performance could catapult them into another shot at a world title. And what's better than ending a boxing career with a belt around your waist? So thumbs up to Grady Brewer and Barthélemy. Check out the fight. I'll be broadcasting it. You can go to our website to get information by clicking the fight poster, www.billycboxing.com. Now, thumbs down goes to the WBA. Again, yeah, I think they got the leading thumbs down reward from the thumbs up, thumbs down show. But this time it goes for this whole Celestino Caballero BS. The WBO has let this go on way too long. Look, the bottom line was that Celestino Caballero didn't want to fight under Samson Boxing. He wasn't happy that Samson Boxing won the purse bid. He tried to get out of it. Then Samson Boxing ran into an issue about scheduling the fight. They couldn't secure Mikey Garcia, blah, 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 blah. One side went to the other side went to the other. They all went crying to the WBA. The WBA made a ruling. Then Celestino Caballero protested it and all of this. Well, the WBA finally agreed that they're not going to let Celestino Caballero get out of the situation, that Samson Boxing has their allocated time to make this fight happen and cut a deal with both Caballero and Mikey Garcia. And I just give the WBA thumbs down for letting it drag on so long. And while I'm at it, I'm going to give an IBF the thumbs down for pulling their stupid deal. Can you believe that the IBF is still, and I kid you not, they are still contemplating whether or not they should strip Lamont Peterson of his title and give it to Amir Khan. Amir Khan has lost the fight against Lamont Peterson, which, hey, he didn't test positive prior to that. He admitted it, but, who knows? It could be hearsay. I don't know. I'm not going to make a comment on that either way. But he lost that fight, and he subsequently lost two of his other belts to Danny Garcia recently, and the IBF is actually considering giving the title back to Amir Khan. Come on, man. Since when does a fighter lose 2 fights in a row and still end up with a title? Only in today's boxing. And one of the reasons is the IBF could gain more sanctioning fees by giving the belt to Amir Khan and have him defend it, then vacating the belt and even giving Amir Khan a shot at it. So thumbs down to the IBF. And finally, thumbs down goes to Robert the Ghost Guerrero. Why? Well, certainly not for his performance on Saturday, but thumbs down to Robert Ghost Guerrero for calling Mayweather out. But the thing gets worse than that. He calls him out and he says, and I quote, here's my belt. Come and get it, Floyd, if you want it. Listen, Floyd Mayweather doesn't care about that stupid belt. Floyd Mayweather doesn't need to fight for belts. Floyd Mayweather is above belts. Floyd Mayweather has put in perspective how valueless these belts have become. And, oh, by the way, in case Robert Ghost doesn't realize it, he only has an interim belt. It's an interim belt. That's a favorite word that the WBC doesn't like to use, so they renamed it. They call it the silver belt, which is synonymous to interim. Floyd Mayweather happens to own the real belt. And Floyd Mayweather happens to own the next level belt, too, which pisses me off and gets another thumbs down for the WBC. Why? Because they haven't made a decision. Usually it's 10 days. A fighter's got to make a decision on which belt he's going to defend and keep. In this case, they've ignored that rule, their own rule, because of Floyd Mayweather, of who he is. Floyd Mayweather is Floyd Mayweather. Thumbs down to the WBC for not making Floyd pick a belt, whether he's going to defend, be fighting in the junior, middleweight, or the welterweight division. And thumbs down to Robert the Ghost Guerrero. Come on, man. Floyd's going to kick the snot out of you. You know that. I know you just want the payday. I know there's a handful of people out there that think it's going to be a good fight. But don't put the belt on the line. If you end up landing the Mayweather fight, he's not fighting you for the belt. Trust me. He could care less about the belt. So thumbs down to that. Hey, that concludes our show for today. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Ciao, baby.